Okay, so now we've arrived at a melody that we like, and it's time to really hone down and chip away at the lyric and concept. Sometimes I walk into a session and I already have a concept. I know this is the title, this is the concept, or I just experienced this in my life and I want to write about this. And very often that happens, especially when you're working with artists or country writers. Those are the two times when concept might actually come before melody or lyric or anything else. A lot of country sessions, somebody walks into the room and says, "Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we call the song this?" Or an artist might say, "I really want to write a song about this." For the purposes of these lessons, though, I'm not walking in with the concept. I intentionally tried to erase my brain and walk in with nothing, so you can see what happens when I start with nothing and where I end up. What you're going to see is me combing through the melody, trying to see if there are any words or phrases that my subconscious placed in there, because your subconscious is so powerful and so strong. And when you shut your brain off and you're just spitballing gibberish melodies with phonetics and syllables and vowels, your brain will fill in an occasional phrase or lyric or word or line. And very often when you say, "Oh, that song is brilliant or genius," those are those genius moments, because you didn't really do it. I actually believe it's like God communicating through us. And some other people think it's the Great Spirit or other things. Whatever you think, whatever you believe in, it's magic. And when that happens, I've learned when to lean into it and when to lean away from it. There will be times when you come up with a phrase that's super catchy and fits the shape of the melody and the track, but it's really generic, and you need to shy away from those. You need to learn, as you write more and more, you'll learn when to listen to your subconscious and when your subconscious is trying to trick you. And delineating between those two things is the separating factor of a decent songwriter and a hit songwriter. You need to be your own editor. So you're going to see me edit through these lyrics, and the first thing I'm going to try to arrive at is, what am I trying to say? What does this music make me feel? Like, what kind of song is this? Is it a love song? Is it a breakup song? Is it a party song? Is it a drinking song? Is it a human spirit inspiring song? Whether you know it or not, your brain remembers kind of everything, and it will associate the music with maybe some song you heard when you were a child that you only listened to in the summertime, and now you're writing a song about summer, and you don't know why. But you need to lean into those. Wherever the music is leading you, let that influence the lyric. Sometimes, though, if the music is very poppy, and it's for a pop artist, and the music is very happy, you might want to lean the lyric dark and edgy, because too much of a good thing in a song is actually too much. So one formula that I have is, if I have a super pop major progression and a super pop melody, I'm going to try and make the lyric a little messed up. And of course it depends on the artist you're pitching it to. But that's just like a general rule of thumb that I like to employ is try to steer the lyrics slightly dark if the music is slightly happy. And the reverse is true. If the music is kind of dark, maybe make it a love song, like a sad love song, right? So try to think of those things in terms of balance as you're writing, so you don't end up with something that's just too poppy and too happy for its own good. But at the end of the day, a song is a story. When you arrive at your concept, your tagline or your title or your hook or what have you, that's the first thing you need to focus on once you have the shape of the melody. You don't need to start on the verse. I would discourage you from doing that unless you just get stuck on a chorus. And the only reason I say that is because I have spent thousands of hours writing amazing verses and then gotten to the chorus and realized I don't have a chorus, and then you don't have a song. So if you think you can do it, try to start writing the chorus first, and that might inform the rest of the song. For those of you who are like, "I can't," that's fine. Start with the verse, and the verse might tell you what the chorus wants to be. It can work both ways. Find the chorus, find the tag, get your chorus settled, something that you're really happy with. It should tell a complete story. It should have a balanced shape. The ending of it should be maybe unexpected or satisfying. It should be the final Lego brick in your Lego castle that just makes the whole thing perfect. That last line, that turn of phrase, that's what you're looking for. I'm going to be trying to arrive at that And once I have my chorus nailed down and I feel confident in it, you're going to see me then jump into the verse and pre-chorus and then put the final touches on. I'll then probably walk away, take a breather, come back with fresh ears, which I always say is so critical, to just walk out of the room, get a coffee, take a break, clean your ears out, come back in, listen with fresh ears, and then you'll see me go through and I'm going to be fine-tuning the lyric. I'll be changing words up until the very last second. That's just my process. Like I might change, an and to but, right? Or thee to the, or whatever. I will go through and try and slightly tweak everything until when I read it on paper, I can read the lyric top down and it reads like a story. And it sounds like something a human would actually say and not just songwriterese and flowery and whatever. I'm really big on songs actually making sense and just being like a more intelligent, creative, colorful way of telling a basic human experience. And now, here is the next lesson focused on lyrics. Okay, so I'm going to get into working on lyrics and final arrangement for this song. The first thing I'm going to do is map out the arrangement. I know that this section is like a post-chorus moment, so I'm going to put it over here. As I marked earlier, this whole thing, days like this, I think the verse this is our verse, which was a chorus, which we know we love, which is great. I got to figure out the math on this though, because right now they overlap. Anywhere you go, or someone did it. Whatever the tag is, whatever the lyric's going to be, I'm not sure. But if the way it's mapped out, or the math, means that it's going to flow over the verse, because my verse starts in what's called a pickup, meaning it picks up before the music starts, right? It goes, babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. That's a pickup, right? Starting on the one would be, waste some time. And then so on and so forth. So we're doing a pickup into the verse, which means I probably need to add a bar after chorus one. This type of situation in the past caused me so much undue stress because I was still learning what rules you can and can't break. I was like, well, wait a minute. When I first started writing, I'd be more likely to just change the tag of the chorus so the verse could start when I wanted it to start, because I didn't realize, no. You treat the chorus like its own independent song, do everything. The rest of the song, verses and pre-chorus, they all bow down to the chorus. The chorus is God. It's Tutankhamun. It's Pharaoh, it's Caesar, and everybody else bows down to it. If that means you got to move stuff around or you got to make changes to the other parts of the song, you do that if you think you have the chorus. So I'm going to add a bar. Watch this. Let's see if this solves my problem. It might. And I can add some production and stuff. I'm not going to go crazy producing this thing anyway. Well, we'll see. So I drag that back out. Now watch. And let's at least make the mute. On the tags of choruses, I like to drop out instruments to let that lyric ring out, when it makes sense. Anywhere you go, babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends on mine. Ain't a problem, honey, bring that wine. When it comes to water, we so loud. Every time you wanna make this step. Every time I like it, things are at. I'm hearing the harmonies on there. So I feel like this song wants to be the same arrangement, meaning verse 2. So in pop arrangements and country and what have you, you've got you've got probably 20 different ways of arranging a song in the modern world. You start with an intro. You could have an intro chorus. Lately, because of Spotify and TikTok and people's attention spans, if you have a song that benefits from starting with the chorus, like if you're afraid that the listener, no matter how good the verse is, may not make it to the chorus and the chorus is incredible, try starting with the chorus. Or start with a half chorus, right? Or you can another cheat is you take the melody of the chorus and you can like cheat that into the intro music of the song. So if the intro music, like, our chorus, right? Anywhere you go. So for instance, watch. You could do something like this. Considered I should record this anyway because I very likely might end up using this at some point. I'm just going to quickly do this. I don't want to spend a bunch of time, but I'm going to give you a living, breathing example. So, we do not want that. Let's try that. Here we go. See, suck just enough.
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time.
There we go. I've created a nice little foreshadowing of the chorus melody, right? So now you're not thinking about, I'm not giving away the chorus. I just don't feel like, I don't know. I don't know that this song needs, I don't know that it needs to start with the chorus. Again, though, that is one of those things that genuinely is decided 9 times out of 10 at the very end of the process. You do a whole song, you're done, and then like the next day you're driving in your car and you call your co-writer and you're like, we're idiots. We got to start with the chorus. I've made that call 1,000 times, and that is, I did it 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, 2 days ago. So the point being, that happens a lot, and one way to cheat it is
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends on mine.
All right, so now we're gonna get into lyrics, right? I have the song mapped out. There's not a formula to coming up with a great lyric. There are tricks, there are cheats. The book titles very often make phenomenal song titles. Movie titles make phenomenal song titles. Daily conversation. Quotes. I have a box of quotes that I've had for years that when I get stuck, I pull from. There's no formula for coming up with a great melody from thin air. Like, I did this on the fly. I'm not borrowing or stealing the melodies from any other songs. I didn't reference a song before I came in here today. I didn't reference a song while I was writing. So if any of these melodies remind you of another song, it's sheer accident or happenstance, or I'm very, very good at getting close to or familiar, like hinting at a song you've heard before, because I've absorbed so much pop music in the last, my whole lifetime. So I'll end up coming up with a melody where you can't put your finger on it, and that's my favorite. My favorite is when I've done something and you're like, what is that? And you try to figure out what it is, and then maybe you do figure out what it is and you realize, oh, he didn't copy it. It's just like similar. It's like in the same space. So with this, though, the shape of this, let's walk through this real quick, and I'm gonna get into the lyrics real fast, but look at this. So I'm starting before the one here, the pickup.
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends on mine.
So those two first lines are identical. If I was to go something like this,
Babe, I'm thinking we should.
this is one of the biggest mistakes writers make all the time. I'm shocked to this day at writers who've been writing for years and they still will deviate. Every time you do a melody, whether it's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, that first phrase you say, you're telling the listener, this is my phrase for this moment, right? The beginning of the verse, here's the melody. And very, very often, writers then change the next line. They change the melody of the next line. They go off. They break from the math of what they've established. So imagine if you do this. Look at it in terms of math. You go 2 plus 2 equals, right? And everybody knows it equals 4. Changing, if the first phrase is 2,
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time.
plus 2,
Good tequila and some friends on mine.
so that feels satisfying. They equal 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. If all of a sudden, and this is what a lot of writers do, like,
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time.
tell me what you get 'em in line. Da-da-da-da-da-da line. Like, what? Why are we changing the melody right there? You've already had a melody. Why are we deviating from it? And then it overcomplicates the phrase of the whole verse. Also, when you go to verse 2, Now, a lot of people do different second verse melodies now. That's a new thing because there's been the last 2 or 3 years of streaming. The vast majority of hit records have more than one person on. They have features on them, like so-and-so featuring the rapper so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. 3, 4 Latin music, 5 artists on the same song. Each one of them has a different melody, a different delivery, different phrasing. So now what a lot of artists are doing, they don't know that they're doing it or not thinking about why they're doing it. They're like, I think the melody in the second verse should be totally different. Historically, in pop songwriting, modern songwriting, the shape and the shape of the melody of verse 1 is identical to the melody of verse 2. Typically, in modern pop, you would deviate. At some point in verse 2, you do one little thing that's different. Like if this was verse 2, if this is the established melody.
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends of mine.
Then if we were, traditionally, you would go in verse 2, you'd keep it kind of the same. Like you'd change one little thing, like, babe, I think we should waste some time. Good tequila and a glass of wine. Just, that's all the change that you need, right? And for most of my songwriting career, you do one little tiny change in verse 2, different lyrics obviously, but one little tiny change in verse 2, and that was enough. Now, 2020, half the songs I work on, verse 2 is completely different than verse 1. So a lot of the typical math of pop and melodic shape has kind of been suspended right now because of all the features. So you might have a pop artist, you might have Charlie Puth, or you might have a Selena Gomez, where the first verse is what it is. Second verse, she deviates completely. And what that is a reaction to everybody listening to so many songs that have so many different features on them, different rappers, different singers. So now a lot of artists, in a way, when you change the melody in verse 2, if you attack it with a completely different melody, in the weirdest way, you're featuring on your own record. And that's really what that is. It's like a kind of like, well, I'm not going to have Cardi B come in and rap on this, but I'm going to sing verse 2 in a more like rap cadence, like what Cardi B would do or something like that. That's a very modern way to do pop records. And speaking of starting with a chorus, the number one song at radio, probably in 2020 at least, looks like it might be, one of them will be Mood by 24 Karat Golden and Ian Dior. It starts with the chorus. And half the hit songs out right now on Spotify globally start with the chorus because people's attention spans are that big. Songs have also gone from being 4 minutes long to about 2 minutes and 20, 2 minutes 30, which is anything between 2:15 and 2:45 in 2020 is the sweet spot for streaming and radio. So keep that in mind too. And as a result of that, the middle 8 or bridges have pretty much gone bye-bye. Like they don't really exist anymore. Like they can, but like, perfect example, I think Mood, look at Bozzy, Mine. It's 2 minutes and like 5 seconds, no bridge. You look at Mood, no bridge. Like verse, chorus, like intro, chorus, and if you do an intro chorus and you're doing a pop record and you're somewhere between, let's say, 90 beats a minute and 140 beats a minute, if you start with a chorus, that really removes the need for that bridge. At that point, you're gonna have the chorus 4 times and that's too much. So you go intro, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, chorus, out. And that's the shape of like a modern record. That's gonna land you right around 2 minutes 40, 2:50, something like that, which is perfect. This song, with any luck, will be about 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 40. So we're gonna get into lyrics. We have the shape of the melody here.
I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends of mine.
Start writing some lyrics.
Ain't no problem, honey, bring that wine. When it comes to water, we so loud. Every time you wanna make this bad. Every time I like your things over there. If you wanna, we can take that back. Honey, dinner was so loud. Sit down, please, blow my life before you might be all I know.
And I'm questioning now, listening to this, do I need a double pre-chorus?
Yeah, and if you don't get down, man, I don't mind. I just want something that you never get alive before. Anywhere you go, days off on the back. Days ain't one, but I don't be alone. Yeah, anywhere you try.
All right, so concept. I don't really have any lyrics. I have like gobbledygook and like a couple lines like
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends of mine.
Like, babe, I think we should waste some time, good tequila with some cheap ass wine. Something like that. Like, spend the money on the tequila, not the wine, which seems like kind of a country thing to do. I'm just gonna start writing stuff as I hear it. And then I'm gonna jump straight to the chorus, see if we can get a chorus. A couple other ideas that popped into my head. Days like these, you know, that phrase kept coming up in my gibberish. I try to interpret my gibberish and see what my subconscious is trying to say here.
We bring that wine when it comes to water, we so loud. Every time you wanna make this bad, every time I like it, things all that. If you want it, we can take that back. Honey, they were so loud. Sit down, please, warm my life before you might be all I know.
Days like these, I think I might sing better there. Cause
Sit down, please, warm my life before you might be all I know.
I'm just gonna come write stuff. Days like these, cause days like these, not much I need. Days like these, not much I need, just somewhere I call home. All right, let's see if I can arrive at a concept here. What am I trying to say? So I'll just oftentimes I'll loop the chorus and just kind of figure out what's the best thing, what's the most impactful thing.
Anywhere you go, days are falling by. Days ain't one, but I don't want to be alone. Yeah, anywhere you try, don't you wanna find? Days like a feeling, I don't let you go. Anywhere you go.
So I don't like anywhere you go. Like me 15 years ago would have said, oh, that's really catchy, let's use that. I just think that's lame. And even though it sings well, so the issue you have when you're doing gibberish is very oftentimes you fall in love with the phonetics and the sound of certain consonants and vowels, but you got to be careful of that. You got to tread lightly because, don't get addicted to bad lyrics. It's dangerous. So I try to change my gobbledygook gibberish as quick as possible so I don't get too married to it. But that line makes me, and like, there's lines I don't like or melodies I don't like, I physically have a reaction. It actually makes me irritated. I get like angry and like, yeah.
Anywhere you go, days are falling by. Days ain't one, but I don't know. Now that we got time, let's make the
Here's a funny phrase. I mean, like, everybody's locked down with pandemics and all this. I don't want to write about a pandemic. I like to keep it somewhat general, but like maybe address it, topical, but not be so specific that 3 years later you're like, well, that song just reminds me of a year I didn't like. But if you can check both boxes and be topical and write about something that is happening, but also be omnipresent and universal and broad, then it checks both boxes. So like the first phrase that comes to my mind is like, now that we got time. Now that we got time. Let's see if this works. And I'm thinking Bieber, I'm thinking Kane, even though I know that in theory, technically I probably can't pitch to either of them on this one. Now that we got time, but let's pretend we are. Now that we got, I'm gonna loop this real quick. Now that, actually I'm gonna sing it one at a time and just see how it sounds singing it. It may suck.
Now that we got time, days I want you love, days I want you I don't want your love. Now that we got blessed, put me on the love, days I want you I'll be out. Honey, now that we got time, baby, I'm thinking I'll be out. Baby, now that we got time, baby, I'm thinking we should waste.
And obviously, if I use now that we got time, I can't start the song. Well, maybe I could. Now, I think we should waste some time. It might work. one thing I know for sure that I want to keep right now is the first half of this pre. So as I come up with lines that sing well to me while I'm tracking, I try to record them in that moment so it's done. So I'm going to record that pre because I love it.
'Cause days like these aren't much I need, just somewhere I call home. Oh. Yeah. All me feels alone.
So I'm going to like processing the thoughts in my head, which is what I do in sessions. I don't just like blurt out every stupid line I think of. I have to like, if I think I have something brilliant, I have to like flesh it out in my head. And like on this one, I'm really close. And I'm either going to be very excited in a minute or I'm just going to have to start a whole new concept. But I have something that could be cool. And when I think about, again, I'm targeting, for the purposes of this class, I'm thinking, okay, Justin Bieber, Kane Brown, something that can work in pop and country land. And so that informs the lyric that I'm obviously going for here. And that's, you'll see in a second. So my thought was, and this might, I have to sing it. The thing is, a lot of times things look good on paper, and a lot of great lyrics look good on paper, and then you sing it, and you're like, ah, man, that read a lot better than it was sung. You know what I mean? But the truth is, if I'm thinking very targeted, Bieber and Kane Brown, or somebody in country, like somebody doing a country pop crossover, which right now is on fire. There's like a lot of artists. Top 5 song in the country right now is a country artist featuring Charlie Puth. So my original thought was, I was chasing the whole idea of like it's a weird time, and I think I can address the fact that it's a strange time. I said it in the verse, or the pre-chorus, I said, days like these, there's not much I need, just somewhere I call home. So my whole idea was, in my gibberish, I said something like, when I was looping that chorus and singing it, I said like, I know there's a God, okay? I'm thinking about Bieber. Like, the whole song could be called like Saved, or like Saved by You. And my idea was the guy telling his wife, like, I was saved by you. The fact that I found you, the fact that we came across each other, it's like two ships passing in the night. It's infinitesimally difficult and miraculous that we discovered each other. It's like God ordained. So I'm chasing that line. How do we make that not cheesy? How do we make it clever so it could work in a country context, but work in a... So then I thought I had that phrase, you know, I know there's a God, because he brought me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. If it was pop, you'd say stupid shit I do. And yeah, I've read the Bible. Not saying it ain't true. What I'm about to say might turn the preachers blue, but baby, I was saved by you. So I need to sing it and see if it tracks. I know that, I know there's a God, 'cause he brought me to you. And I could hear Bieber singing that, or a country artist. And you put up with all those stupid things I do. Yeah, I read the Bible. Not saying it ain't true. What I'm about to say might better than it do. Baby, I was saved by you. So I think the preacher's blue line I might be able to beat. It was just the first thing that came to my mind. Baby, I just want to get to Saved by You, because that's the tag, I think. Well, I'm going to sing what I have right now, and it might lead me to that third line, and then I can rip through the rest of the song.
But I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, think most of it is true. But I was lost as hell, now I'm on a busy. Baby, I was saved by you.
Yeah, that's a great tag. That's a good one. I can say that's a good tag, because that's a good tag. I just need to fix the rest of it real quick.
Yeah,
think not saying it ain't true is better.
Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true.
Let's see how this sounds so far. So far, I think I really like it.
But I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, put up with all the stupid things I do. All the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. But I'm lost as hell, name on a busy nobody else there. Same and they do. And nobody else there. I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. 'Cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things. 'Cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things
There we go.
with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible.
All right, I'll come back to that line. It needs to be super good, super sticky, and not offend people that go to church. That's the other thing. So part of my whole concept behind this, and why I would say, because this is obviously not like a contemporary Christian song, but why I would say, I know there's a God because he brought me to you. You want sticky lines that might catch people's attention or catch them off guard, or even seem somewhat controversial. Like this is like, oh, what is he saying? I know there's immediately if you bring in God to anything or something that's somewhat controversial, your ears perk up, and there's got to be a way to thread that needle where you're referencing something everybody knows, but you're not I'm not undermining it or offending people, but at the same time being kind of edgy and kind of trying to do something that is, I guess irreverent to a degree, but that's music. Music is irreverent. Some of the biggest songs of all time, there's an irreverence to them. Not disrespectful, but just an irreverence. It's, you can blame rock and roll for that.
'Cause days like these, not much I need. Just somewhere I call home. Yeah.
So one more glance and I don't feet. So what I'm not going to do is rhyme everything with days like these. And now we got to get to something if you're going to say I believe in God, you can't have it come out of nowhere. I don't want to make this whole song talking about God stuff or the Bible or getting too in the weeds on that topic. But I do know that this stuff obviously comes up a lot in country music. But what makes it interesting, again, in fake pretend land where I'm pitching a song to Bieber and Kane Brown at the same time as a duet, that's something they both can get down with. I believe in God because he brought me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible. I'm not saying it ain't true, but in fact, if I was saved by anyone, I was saved by you. And maybe that is the line. I just spoke it out right there. How about that? We've got, days like these, not much I need, just somewhere I call home. And I want to get to the I believe in, I know there's a God line. I want to get to that line. So I can't just come out of nowhere. And my brain goes, we need to start talking about heavenly things or angels or something that foreshadows that's leading us to, I know there's a God. So late at night, late at somewhere I call home. Count my stars for you, what you are. Angels riding on. Angels been alone. You're all my. Okay, so let's describe this person. These days, all I need is somewhere I call home. Let me look at what I've got going on here lyrically. I have another possible line. Yeah, I read the Bible, not saying it ain't true, but I was lost as hell and someone pulled me. And I was lost as hell and someone pulled me. When I was lost as hell, yeah, I read the Bible, not saying it ain't true, but I was lost as hell and someone pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. That's pretty strong. That might work. And you want to make sure your lyrics read top down. They need to read. I always take a break and a lot of mistakes people make is they put a lot of disconnected great ideas, is what I say. It's a great idea and it has no connection with the line before it or after it. you're writing in like these abstract prose that are disparate from each other. So one creative line that's great by itself, but then it doesn't connect, it doesn't tell a story. And the thing you have to remember about lyrics, the chorus is king. Everything has to point back towards the chorus. Every single line of the song has to push the story forward. It has to tell the story. Doesn't matter how good it is. Like it, you can get away with creative license. You can have the occasional, like, what's that one line in that Selena song, my metaphorical gin and juice. Like, I love those lines. They're colorful. They're amazing. But even that is still telling the story. Like, you just have to tell the story. The single biggest enemy of songwriting is convolution, convoluted lyrics. Great line, great line, great line, great line, but what is it about? What is it saying? Where is it going? Like, you're not telling the story. And I very often like to say, speak in plain English. Like, if you can't read the song top down and it doesn't read like a super poetic, articulate, intelligent person, like that's how my favorite songs read. They were like, this is someone who clearly understands what they're trying to say. They're saying it in such a clever way, in such a different, unique way. It's like when you're looking for concepts, you're looking for tags, lines, choruses. A simple thing is, what's a phrase that you hear people say all the time, but you just haven't heard it in a song? And I can point out different songs that I've written that where I've done that. One Republic, Stop and Stare. That was our second single. That was a hit for us. It's that phrase, stop and stare. I saw a car accident, you stop and stare. Like, it's a phrase that people say all the time, but nobody put in a song. Even It's Too Late to Apologize is a phrase people know, but nobody says it. You have more abstract songs, like Halo, that nobody says that really, right? But it still worked. And that phrase people say all the time, rumor has it this, rumor has it that, rumor has it. That was where I got the phrase for Adele. She said it. I think that's really important when you're looking for titles. Don't pick some abstract, like phrase that people just never say. Like I'm trying to think of something ridiculous, but like I can't really think of anything terribly abstract right now for some reason, but you know the point I'm making. Don't come with some convoluted or high concept. You're too smart for your own good. Don't come with one of those phrases where it's like, wow, really, really poetic, but that's not going to sing. The phrase, you should be able to automatically, when someone says the phrase, you should be able to sing it. Like, you could come up with 4 or 5 melodies on the phrase. Like when with Sucker, it was like the obvious phrase, which it became, was I'm a sucker for you, but it could have been I'm a sucker for you. I'm a sucker, I'm a sucker for you. Like, there's a billion ways you could take that line. But if you're like, if it was more complicated than that, like, I'm enamored by you, or like, charmed. Don't use phrases that like are just dated and no one uses anymore. Like, really, people are at their core are basic. Most people are very, very basic, and people aren't highly complicated, like in terms of how they communicate, right? We like things that are common. That's why, McDonald's has served 19 trillion hamburgers, right? It's common, it's every day. And then 5-star restaurants serve 100. Like, it's specific and narrow. If you're trying to write for the masses and have hit records, you want to write for the masses, but you don't want to write songs that are so dumb or stupid that you make the listener dumber by listening to it. Even though sometimes, I'm not gonna name the songs, but sometimes those songs work too. Usually they're dance records. You just want to speak to them where the listener goes, I relate to that. Oh my God, that's how I feel. Wow, they said it in a way that like I haven't thought before. That's what people are looking for. It's like, I totally relate with that. I feel that. I've just never had the words to say it. And that's what songs do for people. So you have to be able to read. So right now, I know there's a God because he brought me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. That's endearing. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. But when I was lost as hell and someone pulled me through, baby, I was saved by you. That, to me, is like clever and cute and somewhat irreverent. God help me, forgive me, please. But you get the point. It like kind of rides that line. So now we got the pre-chorus lyric. We got, because days like these, not much I need, just somewhere I call home. And then I need to get it point back to the person. I was saved by you. So what does she do? What is she? Is she an angel? Maybe she's an angel. Maybe this person's an angel. So it's like stars align, in And the stars align, babe, right? The stars align just right on time, like something like that. Let's hear what we got here.
'Cause days like these, not much I need. Just somewhere I call home. Yeah. On my knees. You raise long. I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. I was lost as hell when someone pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time.
And obviously, I'm not going to start with babe if I'm saying baby, I was saved by you. All right, so we need the second half of the pre-chorus real quick.
'Cause days like these, not much I need. Just somewhere I call home. Yeah. I know there's a God, 'cause he let.
Yeah, I know. I got someone to hold. I got someone to hold. How much I need? I got someone to hold. That's great. There's days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. I lay down, lay my head down. Let's see. Just days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. And when I lay me down to sleep, I love that. Days like these, not much I need. I got someone. Days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. When I lay me down to sleep. When I lay me down to sleep, I think about this soul. Lay me down to sleep, I'm letting with your soul. Wait. Oh, that's right. I changed the melody at the end. Oh my God, thank God. I was like, wait a minute, how am I going to do that when the chorus starts before? So listen to this. So I'm going to go.
Yeah.
When I lay me down to sleep, I want you to pray about a little things I know. I should say a prayer, but I should say, lay me down to sleep. Do not lay me down to sleep. I'm thankful that I did. I know there's a God. So there we go. Because days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. And when I lay me down to sleep, I'm thankful do. I know there's a God, because he led me to you. See, that's how it should read. I'm thankful.
I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid.
All right, so I'm going to test a line here, and this is one that I know I'm probably going to flag it. I'll probably change it later because I know what I want it to say, and it might work, it might not. But I'm going to track this pre into the chorus, and then we might be ready to go here.
Days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. Yeah. 'Cause days like these.
All right, I've got days, and here we go.
Yeah. And when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she waking up and ready to go.
Yeah, I think that might be it. The right amount of irreverent.
Ready to go. I know there's a God. Sinner that she waking up and ready to go.
Yeah. Adding the little yeah as a thing, it might be lame, it might work. Okay.
Not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. Baby, I'm saved by you. And something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you.
Oh yeah, that's strong. Okay.
And something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you.
All right. So we have a pre, we have a chorus, and right now it's feeling strong. And I'm going to knock a verse out, and then we're pretty much there. So check it out.
Things all that. If you wanna, we can take that back.
Pre-chorus.
Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. Yeah, and when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she waking up and ready to go. Yeah, I know there's a God, cause he led me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, I'm not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you.
Woo! That feels strong. That feels strong. I can get behind that in a Nashville session, maybe even in a pop session. That reads. So now if you read it, it should read. It should make sense. So like, it's days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. And when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she's waking up and ready to go. Little fun, little sexy time, little flirt. I know there's a God because he brought me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. And yeah, I've read the Bible. I'm not saying it ain't true. I was lost as hell, and something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. That's feeling solid. I need a verse.
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends of mine. Ain't a problem, honey, bring that wine. When it comes to water, we so that. Every time you wanna make this that. Every time I like your things all that. If you wanna, we can take that back. Cause days like these, not much I...
So one thing you want to be mindful of is like, one of the things that I have to change is listen to this. This is a songwriting rule, but like many rules, including like the shape of melody and math and all those things adding up and having space. You want to have enough space, not too much space. You want to have rhythmic. So if you look at what I did, my verse is very fast, almost rap cadence.
We should waste some time. Good tequila and some friends of mine.
Da-da-da-da-da, right? I'm doing this like rhythmic shuffle, almost triplet thing. Like fast, it's a like more modern delivery, whether it's pop or country, that's just a more modern cadence. It's a slow tempo, right? We're at 90 BPM, so I want to keep the verse moving I'm using the melody and the cadence and my phonetics to move the verse, make it feel faster than it is. But since everything is so fast in the verse,
we can take that back.
Right, now going to the pre, I want long notes. Because I can't go into another section of da ba dee ba la ga dee da da, right? So you want to balance out that triplets, that fast cadence with.
Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold.
Right? That makes you feel like a release because we're coming from fast to more legato, longer notes. And then my chorus is halfway in between. It's not as fast as the verse. It's not as slow as the chorus. It's right in that middle spot. So every section you get to, you haven't heard anything like it until that section. And each one is as hooky as the one before in a perfect world. The other thing that you have to be mindful is, I don't want to give away. Now this is a rule of thumb for songwriting. However, this rule gets broken a lot. Recently it's getting broken more. In the 90s it got broken all the time. Oasis, for instance, is a great band. All of their hit songs, Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova, the notes that are hit in the verse are the same as what's hit in the chorus. They step on each other all the time, like, someday you will find me caught beneath the landscape, right? The verse is down about the fan, da 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 da. Someday you will, right? That's all in the same register. That's breaking a cardinal rule of songwriting, which is called giving away the note. And if you give away the note, i.e. the opening note or one of the opening notes, the rule, which is, rules are made to be broken, but the general rule of thumb is, whatever your signature note is in the chorus, it should only happen in the chorus. Like, and it's typically speaking, it doesn't mean it's the highest note of the song. It can be the lowest. More often than not, it's the highest. So like, I know there's a God, he brought me to you. So that's the note. That is a I don't have that open. So it's a G. So I want to try to avoid G anywhere else in the song until that moment. That way when the listener hears it, that's the first time they've heard that note. They don't know that. They don't know that it's half a step off from a billion other notes, but instinctively it reacts subconsciously within the listener's mind. Oh, that's new. That's new information. I should keep listening. They just gave me a new note. It's kind of like, if you think about it, it's no different than like the pace of a movie. Why do certain action sequences or sex scenes or drama happen? It's intentional. They're timed. So right about the time you might get distracted or lose interest, they bring in something new that you haven't seen before and you're hooked again. Music is the same way. Songs are the same way. Food is the same way. So I noticed a bogey that I did on the verse. And I usually am pretty good at staying out of the way of the chorus when I'm doing my first run of melodies, but I got in, watch.
When it comes to what are we so glad every time you wanna make this bad.
I'm out of the way.
Time I like it, things over there.
I'm out of the way of the chorus.
If you had 'em, we could take
I'm out of the way.
that
Now watch.
Honey, did it was
Did this note.
did.
That's the G. I know there's a God. So I'm going to go back and go, nope. Mute that. I'm not going to hit that note in the verse. I will find any other note other than that note. The only exception to that, one of the only exceptions to that rule is if the melody you have in the verse or pre-chorus is so astronomically out of the box, insanely good, who cares? Go with it. And if it's a rap record, like if you look at like, it's not really rap, I guess, rap song, whatever, 24 Karat Gold Mood, the verse is the chorus is the verse. They're all, or maybe it's the pre-chorus is the chorus. Either the verse or the pre is stepping on the chorus notes and melody, but it just doesn't matter. So again, I'm saying like, this is the rule. I would try to stick with this rule 90% of the time. If you break from it, it should be for a really, really good reason. Like the world's greatest pre-chorus or verse or something. This is a great verse. It's not worth breaking that rule.
When it comes to
So like,
some friends of mine, and the better like it brings online.
better well you wanna take a
Bad every time you wanna make this bad.
Right, so I just amended a little bit and then we're out of the way.
Babe, I'm thinking we should waste some time.
So right now the chorus is, I was saved by you, right? So
I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you.
baby, I'll say. All right, there we go. All right, so that lands. I need a verse. So I would say, what do we need to say in the verse? This person is like saved by this person, and it's strange times. Like I'm trying to think of all the things that you'd want to say in the verse. Like maybe it's all the things maybe you're listing things you don't believe in, right? You're like, it's either that or it's like listing things you do believe in. I believe in this. I believe in that. Oh, maybe it's I was a mess. That's a line to focus on. I was a mess back in the day because it says, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. I think that's something that Bieber could relate to, and Kane and all of us, right? Before the ones that we found the people that love us, before you find God or religion or anything before you grow up, at some point you're a mess. I think that's super relatable, and I think that's interesting territory. Like, used to be I was now late. I was in a motherfucker on 8. Like we list a bunch of things.
'Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to.
And I might end up having to change the first line of the pre-chorus because it won't tell the story as, it needs to connect with the verse, obviously, but like. Oh yeah. Had some nights with. I think I'm gonna tell some story. Had some nights. Like, let's get into it. Let's drop a pin in it. Like, I like this. Describing this guy, this person just being a kind of a wreck before this other person enters into their life. Had some nights that I might regret. And it doesn't have to be a hard rhyme, by the way. I like hard rhymes, but it didn't have to be. Like, spent some nights that had some nights that I might regret. It could be left. The rhyme could be left. It could be wed, ed, fed. Like, there's soft rhymes that you can kind of cheat. I always start with the hard rhymes and I work backwards from there. I try to get a hard rhyme when I can, which is like regret, forget, don't let. Spending days trying to forget, so maybe it's, and again, I might change all this. I might change part of it. Had some nights that I might regret, spending days trying to forget. I had some nights that I might regret, spending days trying to forget. Baby drinks and all right, so make sure I got the melody here. And maybe if we want to keep the line, because days like these, not much I need, I got someone to hold. Maybe that the verse is like, I was looking for something that I couldn't find. I was trying to, I went down all these rabbit holes and chased all these things, trying to fill a hole, a void in my soul, in my life, in my world. I was trying to find something I didn't have. I was looking for something, and obviously I found you, and you saved me. And yeah, I believe in God, but the Bible, I'm not saying it ain't true, but the thing that actually saved me was you. It wasn't some higher power. It was, the literal saving, not the spiritual saving. Two different things. Had some nights that I might regret. Had some nights. I wish it was had some nights like soaked in regret, colored in. I wish it was stronger than might regret, but right now I'm going to use that. I shouldn't. Spending days trying to forget. Wasting arms in a razor wet. Not a bar to wait low. It's that I should regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Drowning things in a distant wet. I want it to be more poetic, but I'm showing you the process here. Had some nights that I sure regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing things that I could not get. I mean, that's like 3 hard rhymes right there. I want a little bit more poetic in that last line if I can get it. Had some nights that I sure regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing things that I could not get. Ate the loves of water ways and I don't think it with none. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing things that I cannot get. Saw the water takes her down. Wasting days trying to forget. Drowning ways and drowning ways. Chasing love that I could not get. That's better. Chasing love that I could not get. Had some nights that I sure regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. Baby, don't want my face to matter. Ooh, that's nice. Baby, don't want to make to matter. I like that melody. I'm gonna add that in, and I'm gonna sing the line. Had some nights that I sure regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. Trying to drink away the lonely. Trying to drink the nights that know me. Nah, that doesn't work because it runs into the next line. But that's some good melody. Let's see. Regret. Wasting days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. Not alive in the force. That alive in the force. I can do that. Love that I could not get. Been stopping it for to search it. Drinking away the lonely. Love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. Ooh, that's nice. Chasing love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. That's nice. And drinking away the lonely. Made the ones out of. Yeah. And all I gotta do is change the setup here from cuz to but. But days like. But days like. But days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. Yeah, this is alright. This is strong. And drinking away the lonely. Spinning bags just to waste my time. Yeah, spinning bags just to waste my time. And drinking away the lonely. Spinning bags just to waste my time. Made alone. So one thing I want to do with this lyric, if I'm trying to thread the needle between like pop and country, is like, the thing is, if you're writing country, people think they're writing a
country lyric if they just like make a ton of alcohol references and like trucks and all that kind of stuff. And while some of that works, it actually can get really cliche into like someone, the uninitiated, someone who hasn't written across genre record, they wouldn't know they think, oh, that's so country, or the same thing. People in Nashville like think they're at a pop record because they have one line in there that like they might use the word woke or something and think that that's like really cool. And oh, it's like it's so pop and cultural. It's like that's like you know you can cross the line to cheese very, very quickly. So like, yes, references, alcohol references, different references in country, they happen a lot, but you just have to be cautious you're not overusing it. Like this right here, I've got, I like this one line. Drinking away the lonely. I like that. Just to waste my time. Now, if you, bartender was a friend of mine. I mean, you could do that line. It might be a little bit much. Jack Daniels was a friend of mine. Jimmy Bean was a friend of mine, but we've already made an alcohol reference. I don't want to drown this thing in its own ambition. So it could say, instead of that I sure regret, it could be, had some nights anyone regret. Like, had some nights anyone would regret. It's kind of interesting. That's a little more powerful. I might change it to that. Some nights anyone regret. Sometimes that's a didn't forget. Some that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. Made my spin a bag just to waste my time. I think bag. You want a little pop culture reference. Bag means money. People means money. Spinning bags. Chasing bags. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Spinning bills just to waste my time. Bartender was a friend of mine. I mean, that is kind of, it sucks how bad that rhymes, or how good that rhymes, so I just don't think I want to go there. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Laid a couple hundred broken hearts online. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Couple hundred like it we love fine. Found the bottom that you could not find. Not a trouble that I couldn't, ain't a trouble that I could not find. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. I like that. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. Spin a bag just to waste my time. And drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. Hey, the devil was a friend of mine. It's like the devil was a friend. It's like the devil was a friend of mine. There you go. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine. Friend of mine. Nail that. Nail that. You swear the devil was a friend of mine. Let's hear how this sounds. I sure regret wasting days trying to forget. Chasing love that wasted days trying to forget. Had some nights that I sure regret. Had some nights anyone regret. Anyone's better. Had some nights anyone regret. Wasted days trying to forget. Wasted days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. And love that I could not get. And I'm changing my tone a little bit on this. Wasted days that I do forget. Chasing love that I could not get. There it is. Chasing love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. And drinking away the lonely. Chasing love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. And drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine. Something that crazy knows me. And I was amazing lonely. Show me. You swear the I'm one line away. The devil was a friend of mine. I swear to the God he knows me. Or at least he swear he knows me. That's a friend of mine. At least he swear he knows me. That's I almost have it. I swear the devil was a friend of mine. I can tell you a prayer was. Someone was praying for me. 'Cause days like these. I swear the devil was a friend of mine. Someone was praying for me. I don't know if this is gonna work. 'Cause days. Alright, so I don't know if this is gonna work, but I know that I'm close. This is that fine. This is avoiding the convolution, or like
what happens is when you're writing and you're not listening to the whole thing all at once continually, you get lost in the vortex of the line you're focusing on, and you very quickly forget about the context of the rest of the song. So now I have to see if this reads as well as I want it to. Had some nights anyone would regret, wasted days trying to forget, chasing love that I could not get and drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time, not a trouble that I could not find. You'd swear the devil was a friend of mine, but I guess someone was praying for me. 'Cause days like these, not much I need, I got someone to hold. And when I lay me down to sleep, you know, I'm praying that she's waking up. And this part I might change because it might be a little too, like, this might be like a really, like, genuine, like, warm-hearted song. I was trying to get a little fun, flirtatious something in there, but it may be too much. This is one of those things you don't know till you hear it. Now, when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying that she's waking up and ready to go. I pray to God she's waking up and ready to go. I know there's a God because he brought me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. And yeah, I've read the Bible. I'm not saying it ain't true, but I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. But baby, I was saved by you. This reads really well. Something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. All right, so let's see how it goes. No production, just the song.
Had some nights anyone regret, wasted days trying to forget, chasing love that I could not get, and drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time, ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine, I guess someone was praying for me. 'Cause days like these, not much I need, I got someone to hold. Yeah, and when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she waking up and ready to go. Yeah, I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. But baby, I was saved by you. Had some nights anyone regret. Woo! Wasted.
Yeah, that lands like a hit tag to me. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. I think the only line that I'm not liking is just how I sang this. Clearly someone was praying for me, and I think we're good. I'm gonna map this real quick.
You swear the devil was a friend of mine, but somebody was praying for me. 'Cause days.
There we go. This like blurs that line like it's, you know, it's got a nice little, yeah. This works. And then we come out of this into after the second chorus.
And something pulled me through, but baby, I was saved by you.
Boom. Come into this section, and potentially, I don't think there's going to be a bridge, but I think what we do is pull this sucker over.
Days like this, they might.
Like Saved by You, so it'd be like, I don't know. Let's see if this works. And you can kind of repurpose some of the verse stuff like had some fun, I drank some whiskey, down to Santa. Had some fun, I drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me, yo. I was there to go. Like, had some hearts and drank some whiskey, broke some heart. Had some fun, drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me. Like, something like that would be fun. You come out of this.
But baby, I was saved by you.
Woo!
Days like this, they might.
Miss me, broke some hearts, they miss me, you. Yeah, I was saved by you. Check it out. This is fun.
You.
Had some fun and drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me too. Yeah, baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved.
Me too.
Yeah,
Baby, I was saved by you.
they probably miss me too.
But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you.
They probably miss me too.
But baby, I was saved by you. Oh. Check it out. We do that.
Too.
But baby, I was saved by you. Yeah. Baby, I was saved by you.
Sometimes I just had some nights anyone regret. Wasted days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine. But somebody was praying for me.
All right. So we have that.
You swear the devil was a friend of mine. But somebody was praying for me. 'Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. Yeah. And when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she waking up and ready to go.
Yeah.
I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. But baby, I was saved by you. Had some nights anyone regret. Wasted days trying to forget. Chasing love that I could not get. And drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time. Ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine. I guess someone was praying for me.
So in this song, the pre-chorus is long enough that I don't think we need a double. We don't need the length of. We need to cut the pre-chorus in half on the second verse. Okay, probably a full second verse.
'Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold.
The question is, which part of the pre-chorus do we keep?
And when I lay me down to sleep,
I think we get rid of the second half of the pre-chorus. I think the first half is like more endearing, and it sets up the story better. As much as I like the cleverness of the second half, so I think we're gonna go like this. So now we go into second verse out of the chorus, and I might open up that space after chorus to leave a little bit more room. You know, part of me wants this line to sit with you in a minute, like, because it's such a good line. I want you to kind of be like,
but baby, I was saved by you.
right? I could cheat the melody shape of this again. If you get to verse 2, you can kind of break some rules here. Like in my perfect world, it would just be da 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 da, because that's catchy. But maybe because we want to preserve, baby, I was saved by you. Maybe we go,
Honey, please don't stop. Every time with the girls on top.
that's a little too sexual right there.
Take a minute, give me love with the things you got. Honey, please don't stop. Man, love with the things you got. Honey, please don't stop. Ain't a problem with the things you got. I leave the lover with your thing, don't lie. Stop with the world and lonely.
I mean, that might actually be what it wants to be, funny enough. I don't know why I felt like I wanted to go in there. You just have to go with your instinct on length. You can't, you just know if it's too long, you know if it's too short, in terms of time, you just know. I'm going to try something.
And something pulled me through. But baby, I was saved by you. Honey, please don't stop. Ain't a problem with the things you got. I leave the lover with your thing, don't lie. Stop with the world and lonely. But days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold. I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the
saved by you. Had some fun and drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me too. But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you. Sometimes I just want to kill me.
All I did, it almost killed me too. Late night top down drives that thrill me. Did some shit that should have killed me too. But baby, I was saved by you. Late night top down drives that thrill me. Did some saved by you. Late night top down drives that thrill me.
Baby, I was saved by you.
Late night top down drives that thrill me. Did some things that should have killed me too. But baby, I was saved by you. Saved by you. Yeah, I know this is. But baby, I was saved by you. Yeah, I know there's a guy. Yeah. Let me to you.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
Let me to you.
Let me do
Put up with
all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I read the Bible,
not
saying it ain't true.
Yeah, I read the Bible.
Yeah, I read the Bible.
Stupid things I do.
Yeah, I read the Bible,
Not
saying it ain't true.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
not saying
saying it ain't true.
Yeah,
I was lost as hell.
and something pulled.
Something pulled me through.
Not saying
Saying it ain't true.
Yeah,
I was lost as hell and
something pulled me through.
baby, I was saved by you. This little kind of cool reggae, which I know is what Kane likes too. And then we go into this. And then I think this is the final chorus right here. Kind of going for like that crescendo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That like celebration party final chorus moment. And I could go dump, 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 da dump, dump, which might be the thing. I might actually end up flipping this into a little more reggae, Jimmy Buffett vibe, Jason Mrazzi vibe. Might benefit from it. And then watch this. Remember that guitar that I put at the top? Since I don't want 3 layers of vocals happening, I'm going to see if it works for me to cheat that into.
Baby, I was saved by you.
I was saved by you, I was saved by you.
Probably miss me too. But baby,
Had some fun and drink some whiskey.
through. Baby, I was saved by you.
Had some fun and drank some whiskey. Broke some hearts, they probably miss me too. Yeah, but baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by
Late
you.
night top down drives a thrill.
Late night down jobs to thrill me though. Done some shit that should kill me, true. Done some things. Edit out the curse words. Nobody says that. Done some shenanigans that should have hurt me. Ooh. Edited version. I do want kids to be able to watch this though, so I'm gonna watch my language.
Too. But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you.
Late night top down drives up through me. Done some things probably should kill me.
Late night top down
Drives up through me. Did some things that should have killed me too. But baby, I was saved by you.
Yeah, I know this.
Here we go, and this is how we end the song. And out. This will be the finality of our little ditty here. All right, let's play it.
Something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. Had some fun and drank some whiskey. Broke some hearts, they probably miss me too. But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you. Late night top down drives a thrill me.
All right. Not getting into production, just getting into how you want some of these moments when you get into ad-libs. Reverb is critical. So I want to get a like
makes it that epic kind of vibe, right?
But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you. Late night top down.
All right. And then we just go this bad boy right here. I'm gonna turn off, I want the last line to be dry, devoid of color, devoid of...
But baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you.
All right, so this is my rough demo. I think we're about ready to play it top down. I need to bounce it on. I might be missing one
I
line.
was saved by you. Had some fun and drank some whiskey, broke some hearts like these. Don't stop. Ain't a problem with the things you got. I leave a lover with your thing, don't lie. Stop with the world and lonely.
Man, please don't try to level with the things you got. That's nice. I'm trying to level with the things you got.
You,
Baby, please don't stop. I'm trying to level with the things you got. Another level with the things you got.
you.
Honey, please don't stop. Another level with the things you got. Another level with the things you got. The day I met you where the mic just dropped.
The day I met you where the mic just dropped.
And I'm with the world and lonely. I'm with the words that's giving me. I'm with the loves and lonely. Yeah.
But days like these, not much I need. I got someone to
Hold. I got someone, yeah.
I
Got someone. I got someone, yeah.
someone. I got someone, yeah. I know there's a God, 'cause he let me. I got someone
to hold. Want to. Got someone. I got someone. That's better. It's like more chill.
I
Got someone. Yeah, I got someone. That's more chill. That's a better vibe.
someone. Yeah, I got someone. I know there's a God, 'cause he led me to you.
There we go. Level up. Do this. I know there's a God.
Someone. Yeah, I got someone.
I know there's a God.
'Cause
He led me to you. And you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I read the Bible. Not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through.
But baby,
There we go. I think that's... Did I get that last line on the verse? I think we're good for now.
I got someone. Yeah, I got someone. I know there's a God.
Just line that up and I'm good. Okay, we almost there. Shrink that bad boy down. Okay, what I'm doing now is just lining up the vocal so my doubled vocal will sound tight and like radio-ish and hitty. I think I have the verse. I think this is it.
The day I met you where the mic just dropped.
Oh, that's the last line.
Where the mic just
Drop.
lonely.
Some of the angels show me. Some of the... I was a bird lonely. I was the... Rubbing your body and baby like these. I'll date and I'll be your bodies and honey your bodies home. I mean, I'm gonna change this tomorrow, but whatever. Honey, your body's holy. Obviously, I'm not gonna say holy for an obvious reason, but it rhymes. Now days like this, and change that but to now. Honey, your body's holy. Now date. All right, we have a song. Play it down, bounce it. I'm gonna bounce it as I play it. All right. here's a song, fully mapped out. I'm probably gonna add the dump, 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 the little like kind of reggae upticks. I think that would be nice. I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna do it. Let's add a little compression on this. And we're good. CLA vocals. So if you see what I mapped out, I ended up thinking the second verse was gonna be twice the length. I was wrong. Doesn't want to be that. It wants to be half verse. It wants to be half, because I want that final chorus to feel so exultative and like so just like euphoric. And the way to get there is by a little trick of overlaying a bridge over the final chorus. I love it when those things, I call it like a chorus stack, the final chorus. When the bridge, if you think about Counting Stars and it goes into like, lately I've been losing sleep, and it's also in the background, it's going like, take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I've learned. And I love taking those bridge moments and overlaying them with the final chorus. That's like, I wouldn't call it a trick, it's just something I stumbled into years ago, and when it works, it really works. And this might be one of those songs where it really works. I have no idea how long this song is. It might be too long. I was aiming for like 3 minutes or less. Really 2:45, but I have a feeling it's gonna be longer. 3.
Had some nights anyone regret, wasted days trying to forget, chasing love that I could not get, and drinking away the lonely. Spin a bag just to waste my time, ain't a trouble that I could not find. You swear the devil was a friend of mine, but somebody was praying for me. Cause days like these, not much I need. I got someone to hold, yeah. And when I lay me down to sleep, I'm praying like a sinner that she waking up and ready to go, yeah. I know there's a God, cause he led me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through, but baby, I was saved by you. Honey, please don't stop. Another level with the things you got. The day I met you, well, the mic just dropped. And honey, your body's holy. Now days like these, not much I need. I got someone, yeah, I got someone. I know there's a God, cause he led me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through, but baby, I was saved by you. Had some fun and drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me too, but baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you. Late night talk, down jobs that thrill me, did some things that should've killed me too, but baby, I was saved by you. Yeah, I know there's a God, yeah, cause he led me to you, and you put up with all the stupid things I do. Yeah, I've read the Bible, not saying it ain't true. Yeah, I was lost as hell and something pulled me through. Baby, I was saved by you. Had some fun and drank some whiskey, broke some hearts, they probably miss me too, but baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you. Late night talk, down jobs that thrill me, did some things that should've killed me too, but baby, I was saved by you. Baby, I was saved by you.
And there we have it. Lots of clips and imperfections in the bounce, but yeah, I really, in retrospect, I think there's maybe one line I would change, and part of it might be just be how I was singing it. But the good thing is I will listen again shortly with fresh ears. I like getting a bounce so I have it, but I intentionally don't listen to it that night. Unless the song's completely done, produced, mixed, like slammed and done, I won't listen to it the same day or night that I write it. I wait till the following morning when I have fresh ears. I put it on when I go for a run or if I get in my car, and I hear it as a listener as opposed to a creator. I hear it with a different set of ears, and then I can go through and immediately flag the words or phrases that I don't like. And at that point, I can't get to the studio fast enough to fix it because it's all I can think about. And no matter what's happening in the day, it wrecks my day until I can fix what's wrong with the song. But that kind of obsession to obsessiveness, focus on detail is what makes good songwriters and separates the kids from the adults, so to speak. So I think that being your own biggest critic and worst critic is immeasurably beneficial, because if you're not going to be your worst critic, someone else is. And like, you don't want the world to judge your crappy songs. You want you to be the one to judge your crappy songs, and then realize when a song isn't crap and it's okay, and then it's better, and then it's actually really good. And I'd rather it be me doing that than a manager or friends or whatever. I think you have to learn how to be your own curator. So tomorrow, undoubtedly, I'll hear some things I want to change, but for right now, this feels really, really solid. It tells the story top down. A couple lines I might tweak, but I'm actually really happy with it. And it's like, I know that I can make this song production-wise genreless. I could make this something that works at pop, something that works streaming, something that works country, and that's what I wanted to do from the outset of today. I was afraid it was going to go too far one way or the other. I really think this, depending on how I record the vocals, the demo singer, this could work multiple genres. That's the goal, especially in 2020. 2021, you want to be able to, juke and like switch lanes if you got to switch lanes so you can find a home for those songs. I'm at about just over 3 minutes, or right around 3 minutes, which is pretty well perfect. I definitely feel like this is the right arrangement, including the cheat that I did at the beginning where I'm forecasting the melody of the chorus with the guitar, which is very useful sometimes. I don't do that often, but it definitely works today in this song. So now you got to go write your song. Whatever genre you pick, you can try to do something like what I did. If it's pop or country or whatever, or guitar. But really, I don't do what I do. Just do you, but use hopefully some of the stuff that I went through today while I did this song to apply towards what it is you're doing. And hopefully this helped. It was fun for me. Hope it was good for you. Peace.